What do you think of Helio Castroneves making his NASCAR Cup debut this weekend?
I think it's pretty darn cool to know a guy that's won the Indy 500 4 times, a multi-time winner in the Rolex 24 at Daytona. What he's accomplished, for him to want to come run a NASCAR race and to do it in the biggest race of the year, I think it's going to be big for the sport. Anytime someone of that caliber can come over and run with us, especially in the biggest race of the year, it's got to bring more eyeballs on the sport. It has to, because I think there's race fans, there's motorsports fans, Indy 500, IndyCar fans that maybe doesn't watch NASCAR that often, but I bet they'll be watching this coming Sunday simply because they know Helio Castroneves will be in it.
And then what about NASCAR having a points race in Mexico City for the first time this year? Just the sport seemingly trying to appeal to an international audience more.
I think we're a little bit behind on that. You know, the trucks went to Canada, to Mossport, for a number of years, up until the whole COVID deal really put a hamper on that. Actually, Xfinity went to Mexico City for 4 years. They were there in 05, 06, 7, and 8. Kyle Busch won one of the races down there. We went down there in 05 and 06 and covered the race, what was then FX. But I think it's hard. You know, we're not just stick and ball sports. We have these 3,500-pound race cars and a ton of equipment. And I realize Formula One does it, but they're a different type of motorsports. But when you're running 38 races, we're running 38 races in a 40-week period. Going international is hard, but I think Mexico City is a really good compromise. It's taken us international. It's taken to, my gosh, how big is that market area down there? And I know when we went there before, it was well receptive. And I'm glad we're not only taking Xfinity back there, but we're taking Cup, the first time that Cup has been anywhere international in many, many, many years. But it's what I like about the leadership of our sport right now. They're not afraid to try things. When you look at the fact of putting dirt on Bristol, when you look at the fact of building a makeshift quarter mile in the most famous football stadium in the world, the LA Coliseum, going to the downtown streets of Chicago, going back to North Wilkesboro, to Rockingham this year, to Bowman Gray Stadium, and now to go to Mexico City, somewhere they're going to hit a hiccup. But in my book, everything they've tried over the last 4 or 5 years has been a home run and a win-win.